Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of EverQuest 2. On the last quest that we were doing, it's in this guy's line of quest. He had us go over to the plains, over around that corner to the left, and pick him up some ice crystals. Oddly enough, they didn't melt when we picked them up, so we're thinking they're probably not made of ice. And he said he was going to try to study them with his little kit, although he's not an expert at it. So we'll go ahead and see what he wants us to do now. Greetings, hero of the cove. I say hello. I only have one final task to complete before him and his son continue on their program. What is that? Unfortunately, I'm too busy to help you right now, so I'm going to ask him what is that. Let's see. His son's jacket has become torn and cannot go across the ice shelf with a hole in his jacket, and so we are delayed until I can repair it. Well, I ask him, what do you need to repair it? I need the pelts from an ice mane cub. Their fur is soft, and the leather will be supple enough to make a coat jacket small enough for his son. I wish you would have told me this before. I could have gotten your pelts while I was collecting these ice crystals. I do apologize. Had I discovered the tear earlier, I would have asked you then. I shall collect the ice mane cub pelts so that you may repair your son's jacket. Maybe I can help you later. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And this is the quest. It's Pelted, level 8. And it says, has asked that I collect the pelts of the ice mane cubs so that he can repair his son's jacket. I can find the ice mane cubs in the ice mane cave on the ice mane plains south of Gwyneth's Cove. 6 silver, 23 copper, and a pair of pants. I'm going to go ahead and control click on them. And this shows you what they're going to look like. That is what they are. And if you ever wonder, you know, is that what I was wearing? Is that the same color? You can always hit reset, which will reset you to what you're actually wearing right now. And so you can see the difference of the look and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and hit accept. Thank you to Bomb. May Mithril Light your way. I will return once I have the pelts for you. So again, if you don't know where you're going, if you haven't learned this area by now, although if you're doing this quest you should be very familiar with this area, you can look at the map, and right there it says I must kill the ice mane cubs. So we're going to go ahead and run over here to this direction. And again, it is a bit of run back and forth. But thankfully, there's 3 or 4 guys in camp that offer quests that I've gone through. And you can get multiple quests at a time. You can get up to 30 or 60 quests, I believe, at any one time. So you can get 3 or 4 of their quests and do them all while you're out here and then run back. I'm just doing them one at a time to basically make it easy for you guys to know if you're having specific problems with any one quest, you know exactly where you need to go to do that. Now, of course, the name's up again, and I cannot resist killing them. You know, he's blue, and I'm level 10, so it's probably 1 more level, maybe 2, then I won't be able to get experience or loot after killing him. So I'm going to go ahead and try killing him while I have the opportunity, because that may not always be the case. And you can see he's getting easier and easier as I level up, so. And look at that, that's the booby trap that he has. And if I was a rogue or something, I could disarm that before, you know, I opened it. But since I'm not, I just kind of have to take the hit. So you always want to make sure you have plenty of life before you open up a chest. Because the worst thing is in the world is to kill the damn guy, open up the chest, and then die. And have to run back and hope you get back before somebody else loots it, so. This is not better than what I have, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that there for anybody who may want it. Now, normally you could loot those if they're just a tunable. Let's see, here are the cubs. You could loot those if they're a tunable and then just not wear them. And maybe give them to a low-level guy, but since they're no trade, there's no reason for me to pick them up because I won't be able to give them to somebody else. So, these are tunable. They're not better than what I'm wearing, but they're 7 intelligence and 7 stamina. So if I see a necromancer, I can give those to him, or I can sell them on the broker and make a little bit of money. You might be thinking, oh, those are really low level. Why would anybody want those? You know, who's going to go onto the broker at this level and spend any money? You'd be surprised, somebody who might want to tweak out their character just a little bit but not spend a whole lot of cash doing it, might buy those with their high level and then transfer them over in their shared bank. But the more common would be somebody who's working on their tinkering or transmuting and have to take items that are treasured or above apart for their components. And they can do that with items like that. And so they'll buy these low-level stuff that nobody else really wants, simply for the fact of taking them apart for the components that they need to work on their skills. So, again, you can make a little bit of money off of those things. Okay, so make sure you check the quest that it actually wants you to go back and talk to him. I've said that before, but it's better to be safe than have to make that entire run all the way back here to click on, you know, another cub or do something else that you could have done while you were here. So we're gonna go ahead and make the run. Enjoy the sights while we're doing it. Now I jumped off of that cliff, but for those of you who are very cautious, just know that if it's a very, very large cliff, like that cliff up there, if I jumped off of there, I would get hurt quite a bit. There are certain classes, I believe Rangers have like safe fall, and they can actually work on their skill by jumping off of bridges, and eventually they'd be able to take jumps from very high distances without ever actually getting hurt, or very, very, very little damage when doing it. Not really a big deal. There's always a way to find your way around a cliff, and later on, like I said, you get flying dragons, so there's always an alternative to jumping off. Gonna go ahead and turn this in to him. Do you have any news for me? I have collected the Ice Mane cub pelts that you have requested. Thank you to Bomb. Now I can finish his son's jacket as well as something else I have been working on. I have salvaged some accessories. Perhaps you can find a use for one of them. So these are the pants that he's going to offer me that I'm going to get for this quest. You deserve so much more. This trinket was the least I could do to repay you for all the help that you have given my son and me. I am glad to be able to help you and your son on your pilgrim. So I'm going to go ahead and accept it. 12 silver, 42 copper, and the item. And that is the last line, or last quest in his line. Do not forget to open up your inventory and put on your new pair of pants. Go ahead and close this down. Again, guys, if you like these episodes, these tutorials on how to finish quests, you know, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, you know, or hit me up in game. I'm always happy to group with you guys.